Pastor Roberto, do you see us live?
Yep.
All right. We had a bit of a technical difficulty, so we're going to try something a little different here. Okay, we're live.
Okay, welcome New Hope. We're glad you have joined us for our Q&A session with your ministry leaders and pastors this morning. I'd like to start by asking Pastor Riley to pray us in.
Can we pray together?
Yes.
Well, Lord, we miss being together, miss having that warm fellowship that is so much a part of New Hope Church. Now we have to be at a distance from each other, but through these miraculous electronics, we can at least have a semblance of a visit. So thank you that we can do that. And through this time of challenge and concern, may we feel your presence be real close to us, not distant at all, Lord. And give us your peace. For we ask it in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen.
Okay, so I think our first question is on everybody's mind with everything that's going on. So I'm going to open us up with, since churches have been and are considered essential services, why are we not meeting in person? Does anybody want
to take that?
Who wants to take that one?
You want to start, Riley?
Yeah, I think it's a real good question because we want to be there. We want to meet together. One of the things that's happened is you miss it so when you can't have something. And that's what most of us are feeling right now. We want to be together. But it's also a time when we have to be in consideration of other people and their well-being, their health, and even their lives. And so we'll have to do what we have to do, and that is in consideration of everybody, is have our services online, just as we've been doing the last few weeks. Is it okay? Yeah, it's just okay. It's a Band-Aid for our need to share together and worship corporately. And thank God that's built within us. And we look to the day when we can be in together in worship again.
That's a great answer. Does anybody else have anything to add to that?
Well, I just think we need to remember that we are called to love our neighbor as ourselves. And in doing so, we want to protect our neighbor. And we have many people in our church who are considered vulnerable. They're elderly or have underlying health conditions. And so we want to do everything we can to ensure that they are safe. And if we met together, while it would feel good in the short term to see each other, in the long term, it really just puts too many of our brothers and sisters in harm's way.
And at the same time, I would say that we are called to really emulate the world with the safety measures that we have to have at this point. And so it's okay that the people are watching it maybe from your living room, and it's okay sometimes that you will watch us doing worship from a living room as well. So in that sense, that we're closer to each other in spirit in that way too.
That's good. And I one more thing I was thinking about, it drives home the fact that the church is not the building. The church is the people. We are still doing church. We're still the church. We're just worshiping in new and creative ways.
Absolutely.
Great. Okay, so we'll move on. One of the questions we had is, what is each ministry area doing to connect with the New Hope family during this time? So, AJ, do you want to start with you since you're first in our view here?
Yeah. Hey, y'all. So we're actually, for young adults, we're on week 3 of still meeting together. I made a little error but with technology, recording it so everyone can see it. But each week I've had more and more young adults join. I've had people outside of church ask questions and do stuff, but we do that every Sunday at 11. And then I also, at the end of our sessions, I pose a question for them. And this week's question was, who can you be with today? Meaning not inside your house. And to think about ways to reach. And we've been doing that. Vicki sent a list to call. So we're stepping outside of they're stepping outside their comfort zones. And then I post a scripture a week and put it out there. It's just something that comes to me that I feel like sharing. So that's what we're doing. And we've had a couple people have had their college friends join our small group Zoom, which is something we're going to continue after all this is over. So it's fun. I mean, even though we're not together, we're still making it fun.
Awesome. Chris, do you want to talk about PSM and Passage?
Sure. Well, we're running it like business as usual, you know. What we've done is we've taken everything that we do in the garage and we've made a virtual room called the Garage. And we get together on Sundays. We have our worship time. We have some activities that we can do virtually. And as well as Passage, we continue on with that. We're doing our Passage class on Sunday evenings. So it's Sunday evenings. Basically, we do Passage at 6, and then that's when all of our confirmation students come in and do an hour with their lessons. And then at 7 o'clock, we have our worship time with the entire Passion Student Ministry. And it's been great so far. We still do our Fresh Expression on Thursday evenings. We do our Caffeine in Christ, which we have the same attendance we did, just doing it in person every Thursday so far. And it's been great. Nothing's changed. It's just that we have to use our technology right now to get us through. And but aside from that, I think everybody had a great time in our worship experience doing it on Zoom the other night. Everything's just the same. It's just we're on this format now. But one of the other things I've been trying to do is just to connect with them on a daily basis with the YouTube channel. And one of the things I've sort of taken advantage of is the fact that we have this medium to try and get to know some of the students a little bit better and to actually get to dive into where they are in their faith and to talk about their stories a little bit as well. And not only that, but how they are getting through this as a teenager. And maybe they have some insight to other people in the youth and maybe even parents as to what they are doing to get through this emotionally, spiritually, as well as just day-to-day tasks that they have to do and complete. So it's been great. We've been having a lot of great reaction to it. And I think it's been a challenge, but at the same time, this is something that we've needed to get us to step outside of the building to try and do and achieve. And I think it's working so far.
Great. Shelly, do you want to talk about our New Hope Kids ministry and how everything's going with you guys?
Yeah, everything seems to be going pretty great. Phenomenal leaders. We're getting ready to get the volunteers involved a little bit more too, but we're doing Sunday we're broadcasting. We're making available the live stream type of situation, I guess you would say, where they can watch the video lessons that our curriculum provides for us, which are awesome. We have them in English and Spanish, which is very cool. Spanish is a new addition in the last couple months. And then we have different things happening during the week. Every morning, pretty much at 10 o'clock like clockwork, Miss Lisa's online on Facebook, and she's posting kind of a daily touch where she just connects with whoever she can connect with, but is available to view later. And she's doing some of the small group lessons that we would have done on a Sunday morning. She's praying with the kids. She's reminding kids of the Bible point and the families of the Bible point. On Thursdays at 4 o'clock, Miss Suzanne and Club 56 has done a Zoom meetup, which has been great. They're having a great time. Miss Donna connects with them also. And this week, Miss Lisa popped in, which is kind of cool for the kids because Lisa used to be part of Club 56 before she moved to Discover. And then we're doing different things with Wonder and Imagine. Most of that, honestly, is done via email, but we're working on a situation for coming next week where we can do kind of a live video situation, I guess you could say. I keep saying that. A live video broadcast with Miss Karen so we can connect. But we're also connecting with our New Hope Early Learning friends. We do things like chapel on Wednesday, get the information out for them to do chapel at home. And Karina and little Pastor Cito Eric are also doing daily devotions with their congregation. So there's a lot of really great stuff available for the kids.
That's great. Pastor Roberto, how about the Spanish-speaking congregation? How are you guys staying connected during this time?
Yeah. Let me connect with what Shelley was saying. We have small group leaders and area leaders that are doing videos and are streaming those. Some on the social media and some other in the chats that we have that we use a lot, like WhatsApp chats, and almost all teachers, almost all group leaders are doing their videos, their devotionals. We call them 3 minutes of faith. And since we are Hispanics, you can imagine that we don't keep it 3 minutes, right?
Yes.
I'm married into a Hispanic.
3 minutes. But it's fun to really be connected in new creative ways and see how creative people get when you really tag them, when you task them, and it's amazing the stuff that they could do. I believe we're going to have a good collection of wonderful things when all this goes. It's over. I think we'll remember some wonderful things of this time that we're living right now.
Great. Pastor Riley or Pastor Vicky, did you guys want to mention anything that we're doing as a church? I know one option is our New Hope Online campus that we just launched, and we see some people interacting with us on Sunday with that.
Yeah, well, we have our normal 3 English-speaking worship services on Sunday morning at 8, 9:30, and 11, and you can access those on Facebook Live or on the website. And we have a great platform there. We have people moderating all of the services, which is really nice. So people can say hi and we can greet each other virtually. Some other things we're doing, I'm trying to do a daily video, and some of them are silly, some of them are serious. It's just a way to encourage people to stay connected to their church. And we want people to know that we love them, we miss them, and we're praying for them. We've generated a list of people who are members of the church who are not connected to a small group. And so I have a team of people who are making phone calls and sending notes and sending emails just to check in with people to make sure that they're doing okay and that they have the support they need. We still need volunteers to help us with that list. I think I'm in the R's. The R's, yes, thank you. So we still have a few more letters to go. And if you're willing to make phone calls, to write notes, please let me know, send me an email. I'd love to have your help because it's a pretty significant task reaching out to a database in a church our size. And then small group leaders have been amazing. Most small groups are still meeting virtually via Zoom or some other platform, and they're doing a really good job connecting with one another. So I'm very grateful for those leaders.
That kind of leads into another question we had, Vicki. What if somebody's looking to connect during this time when they're not connected? How can they get connected?
There is a sign up on the website if you go to Connect Groups. I think it's under the Connect tab. You can click on that and fill out your information, and that eventually makes its way to me. You can send me an email directly, Vicki@findnewhope.com, and I will make sure that you get connected to a group that fits you. And so the information we need to know is, are you looking for a group that primarily meets on Sunday morning or meets during the week? Are you looking for an all women's group, an all men's group, a co-ed group, young marrieds? What is the basic demographic? And we'll do our best to get you connected to a group that fits. And you always get a free pass. If you try a group and you're like, no, that I like them, but I'm not so sure I'm a good fit for that group, you get to try another one. People's feelings don't get hurt. We want you to find the group that works for you.
Great. And Pastor Roberto, what about the Spanish-speaking congregation? Can they connect virtually as well in small groups?
Yes, we actually have those groups set up in the, right now we have them set up in WhatsApp, in many different ministries or small groups that they gather, and the leaders are putting up some awesome content in those groups. You can actually go to findinghope.com/Nueva Esperanza, and you will find ways that you can submit prayer concerns. You can leave notes there and connect with us.
That's great. I'll also mention too that you can request prayer on the website as well. So you can go to the website, findnewhope.com, to request prayer. You can also email us at prayer@findnewhope.com for prayer requests. So we're still here, and we're still raising all of those prayer requests up every day with our amazing prayer team. Another question that we had would be, how do you think that with the new platform, and I'll let anybody answer this, with the new platform and the way they're doing it, do you feel that people are connected? Do you feel that there's still a connection going on even though we're not in a building?
I do. I mean, my group is young adults, mostly college, and if it was normal life, I wouldn't have such a large group because they would be away at campus. But now that they're all home, now it's better in a way, because I know they miss college tremendously, don't get me wrong, but it's a great way for me now that we can do it even when college is back in session. So we'll stay connected more that way. That's just my particular group. And also I do the Tuesday night going deeper, and that's been really a big success too. Those are a lot of our leaders and volunteers that actually have logged into that, and it brings us all together. I guess I think people are a little bit more honest, maybe because they're not in a room together. I don't know, but yeah, for sure. And then you got to ask questions when it's quiet, but I think we're definitely staying connected.
Good. Anybody else?
And inviting other people. That's
a big one.
They're stuck at home too, so it's different people.
I think there are pros and cons.
Yes.
Are we staying connected? We are doing our very best to stay connected. Is it the same as if we were together? No, of course it's not the same. But we are so blessed that we have technology, that we can still gather together. And it's really forced us to think about different ways to connect with people. And in the end, I think this is going to be positive, that we'll be able to connect with people that we never would have connected with before, because they wouldn't have necessarily walked onto our church campus. So in the end, we will learn wonderful, valuable lessons from this. I know that God is going to use this for his glory, and I feel very confident about that. Is it the same? No, it's not the same. It's never the same looking at somebody on the screen versus being able to give them a hug. But I am just so grateful that we have this.
Great.
And I was remembering that the Bible verse that said, look at the fields, they are ready for the harvest. Now more than ever, people need hope.
Yes.
New hope. And now more than ever, people are on social media. Now more than ever, people need a word of hope. And now more than ever, it's so easy to share Jesus.
Yeah.
Because now that people are exposed to social media and all that, if you just click share to whatever your church is doing, you never know how far that can go.
Yeah.
The many people that can receive hope as a result of just one click that you can give and share what your church is doing.
Agreed.
Absolutely. If anybody is out there watching, I see there's about 20 some people on. If you guys have questions, go ahead and type them in the comment box. We'll get to those as they come up. We'll move on to the next question, which was, this is a little bit of a conversation. Do I still need to submit my tithes and offerings even though I'm not in the church?
Good question for Riley.
I've been very pleased with the response that people have continued to support the church so graciously, and it's important that we have that because expenses go on. But there will be a challenge because so many people have lost their jobs or have been reduced in income. And so we understand that. But there are other people who will pick up the slack. And we just had 2 great months, February and March, financially. And it looks like we're off to a pretty good start for April. But remember, we're going to be into the area of Easter, which normally be a humongous day. But thank goodness people have continued to come through and support the church and keep financially supporting it as well as with their prayers.
That's great. And for those that are wondering how you can go ahead and still give, you can give online by visiting findnewhope.com. Up in the upper right-hand corner, there's a blue give button. There's also all of our other options for text to give and a one-time payment option there on the website. For the next question, we will do, it has to do with our food co-op. So people were asking, how do they sign up for food co-op? And also, how is it going to look with the new social distancing standards where we need to stay 6 feet apart? And how's that going to look?
Vicki, you want me to put the information for sign up, and then you can talk a little bit about how we're doing it?
Kelly's going to share her screen so you can see how you sign up, because it's a pretty easy process signing up on the website. There you go. So if you go to, she's going to find, there's that food co-op link right there, and you click on it. Click the order form for either April 7th or April 21st. If you want to come to the April 7th co-op, you really need to register no later than Sunday night, because we're going to be doing our shopping on Monday. You have to register and pay if you want to attend the co-op on Tuesday. We need to be good stewards of the money that we have, and so we want to be sure that we're not buying too much. What's it going to look like? It's going to be a drive-through food co-op like we did in March. We're going to be very, very careful. We will be wearing gloves. Maybe some people will be wearing masks. A lot of our volunteers who are vulnerable will not be participating this time.
Call from 863-680.
We will be maintaining the 6-foot social distancing. So we will be putting the pre-made food bags in people's back seats or in their trunk. The devotional / Jesus story will be placed in the bag, so it will still be there for people. And we'll still offer prayer, but it will be prayer from a distance. And we know that God listens to our prayers, whether I'm touching the person or I'm 6 feet away, we can still pray. And so that's kind of the way it will be handled. It'll be on the south side of the Life Center in that parking lot, and there'll be plenty of flags and cones that will mark exactly where people need to turn in.
Great. Another question, does anybody have anything to add for Food Co-op? I know a lot of us will be there volunteering, so we'll see everybody on Tuesday. The next question would be, what will Holy Week and Easter look like virtually this year, including, Shelley, I'll let you chime in at the end about the Easter egg hunt opportunities that we're doing.
It's going to be different. It's going to be unique. I'll start by talking about Palm Sunday, and then I'll let the other people pop in about the other days. But obviously, we start Holy Week this Sunday, Palm Sunday, and I think we're going to have a really wonderful time of worship online. We're asking people to hang palm branches on their doors, kind of as a way to publicly acknowledge that it's Palm Sunday and a reminder of who we are and why we celebrate it. So please hang some palm branches on your door, take a picture, share it on the church Facebook page and share it on your own Facebook page. And I think that'll be just another way for us to connect with each other without physically gathering in the same space.
Yeah, we're doing the Palm Sunday challenge, we call it that way. So we're challenging families to decorate their homes, their doors, and their living rooms. Actually, their worship space that they're gonna be watching from where they're gonna be watching the service on Sunday. Decorate it, take pictures, and post it, and it's gonna be awesome.
Good thing is we live in Florida. We all have access to palm trees.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, certainly Easter's going to be different. You won't have to worry about getting a parking place or a seat in church. So there's plenty of room when you're able to watch online in your own living room. It's going to be different. Life is going to be different from now on, regardless. It's not going to be like it used to be. And we're going to have to make some adjustments all along the way. And but Easter will be not as crowded, not as much of a celebration as it usually is, which is sad. But the stone has been rolled away, and this stone will be rolled away too.
Right. The churches will be empty, but the tomb will be empty. Is empty.
Yeah, that's good. Good point, Vicki. Way to go.
Riley, do you want to speak a little bit to Maundy, Thursday? I know we don't have that planned out, but we want to do something.
Vicki, I don't know if we ought to do drive-through communion or just we've talked about just having people have their own elements in their own home. There was a beatnik priest years ago that served beer and pretzels for communion. We don't recommend that, but you can certainly have some grape juice and some bread, and remember how the family of Jesus gathered on that night that he was betrayed, and that would be a nice time to do that as a family gathering around the dinner table. That would be much like the Seder, which Jesus was celebrating. So we're encouraging people to do that. The elements will not be legally blessed, but we're not going to nail your door shut or excommunicate you either. So please take advantage of that as a time around your own dinner table and having the Seder.
Shelley, did you want to talk about the Easter egg opportunities, Easter egg hunt?
Sure. So we can't do a live Easter egg hunt, but what we're going to do is go ahead and push out the information that we have for an at-home Easter egg scavenger hunt that will help families and people gather together in their home, just your family, and also help you tell the Easter story. Gather together and really dive into the different things. about Easter. It explains the elements. It explains a lot of different things. But you can do it not just on Easter Sunday. We're going to get it out this week. We're going to get it out today, actually. And you can do it as many times as you want. It's a scavenger hunt. We know we have a lot of downtime. So the kids can have a great time doing that. And they can go hide the eggs and figure out ways to do it. We're also going to push out, starting Sunday, a family devotion that is really cool. And we're going to do them live. I'm going to show you this. This is what it looks like. We're going to do them live also with a video recording. So we have a little bit of interaction that will be pushed out on Facebook. And different ministry leaders from family ministry are going to do that with their family. So that will be available to you. We'll push it out the day before so families can plan their time of when they'll get together to do a family devotion. And it's going to be between Palm Sunday and Easter Sunday, and it's all about Easter. So those are two of the things we're getting ready to push out this week for Easter.
That'll be fun.
Yeah.
For sure.
Great. Does anybody have any other comments or anything about Easter, Holy Week, what we can expect over the next week?
Aren't the Phoenix doing Good Friday?
Yeah, so we'll be doing as I said, the Palm Sunday Challenge. We'll be meeting around the table in each home for Monday, Thursday. We will repost the Good Friday service that we had last year. We'll repost it on Good Friday and ask people to host watch parties, which is something you can do anytime. You can go to the church Facebook page, find some service, and do a watch party with it. And as you do a watch party, you can interact with your friends and comment and give hope to people, because this is what this is all about. And so we'll do that on Good Friday. And then on Easter we'll do a home-based Easter Sunday. So it's gonna be fun.
Awesome. We have just a couple more questions here. One would be, how do you feel that this current situation that we're in will impact the assignment of a new pastor?
That's a Riley question.
No doubt.
Well, I'm quite certain that it's had an effect upon the movement of pastors in the conference. There's so much indecision right now. General conference has been canceled, and when there's the unknown, people tend to stay where they are instead of going to a place they don't know. So, yes, it's been a challenge for the bishop and the cabinet in finding a pastor for our church. We simply have to believe that God has something good for us, and we hope it'll work out. And I'm excited about the future still, and even more so as I think about the church. What we're discovering is the church is more than your pastor. The church is more than a building. And we've gotten, when something is taken away from you, then you appreciate what you have had, and then you look forward to reclaiming it again. So I feel good about it. I think we'll be all right. I'm quite confident.
Awesome. We had a couple questions come in while we were going through some questions here. One was about food co-op, wanting to know if we need to wash the cloth bags and bring them back to food co-op.
We're going to give new bags, so people don't need to worry about their bags. They're going to have brand new, clean, coronavirus-free bags.
Another one was just a reminder that there is a mailbox in the lobby of the office that will be open from 9 to 1, Monday through Thursday, that people can drop their offering envelopes in. The office is still going to be closed Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
Is it 9 to 3 or 9 to 1?
9 to... Go ahead.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
officially it's 9 to 1. Those are our operating hours, but the front doors are open until 3. So if somebody just can't get there until 2:30, we've done that because we want our mail to be delivered. Very practical.
Another question would be, have the demands on the Good Samaritan Fund increased? And if so, how can we help?
We really haven't had many requests from the Good Samaritan Fund. Now, we're still pretty early in this process. That doesn't mean in the next month that we might see more people in need. But as of right now, that hasn't been a huge issue. I've only heard from, I would say, 2 people that needed some additional financial assistance. So that's a good thing. We can thank God for that. But we do know that this isn't over. It's far from over, and people will continue to feel the financial strain of this.
Awesome. And then we just had a question come in that says, will the cross be available for flowers the week between Palm Sunday and Easter Sunday?
Whoa, good idea.
That's a great idea.
Yeah, we hadn't thought about that. I hadn't.
Mm-hmm.
Good question, Paulette. We like that one. And that's basically a wrap up of the questions that we received. Does anybody have any other comments that they want to close with?
Wait a minute, I want to go back to the flowered cross
Sure.
deal.
Go right ahead.
The flowered cross was always out in front of the church, and then did they bring it down the aisle?
No,
You just left it outside?
it's quite long.
Why can't we continue to do that? People can come by if they so wanted, and put flowers on it.
Make their pictures.
Yes.
Yeah.
I know my family has a picture in front of that flower cross for every single year we have been at New Hope. So, and I'm sure there are many, many other families that have done the same. And I think it'd be special to put the cross out in the newly sodded courtyard.
Right. But now we need to put that out somehow during the worship service of Palm Sunday. Is it too late to put that in there?
Well, we could certainly maybe add a video.
Yeah, we'll work on getting that out there and getting the word out that we can go ahead and get that cross up. People can come by and place their flowers, take their pictures. That's a great idea.
Yeah, but you certainly don't want to have just a few flowers on that either. I mean,
We can get it started.
Yeah.
Okay.
We'll all cut flowers out of our yards. Go
Or
fill
our
it.
neighbor's yard.
Yeah, there you go.
Awesome.
Can I say too that we are still in the process of planning Vacation Bible School? We're still in the process of preparing for camp and Chris for mission trip, right? You're muted, Chris.
Yes, I am. Yeah. Warren Willis it seems like things are still a go for Warren Willis for that week that we have chosen, June 8th. I haven't heard anything otherwise. As far as the mission trip is concerned, I'm going to be talking with YouthWorks today because as far as I know, there's going to be a couple of different options being thrown our way. One of them does have to do with still being on the trip that we're going to take that week of July. But I think they will somehow compensate for people that can't afford it, or maybe even people that can't go due to their concern. They might be able to work out some sort of return on a deposit or a partial deposit back. I will find out all the information today once I talk to them, and I'll distribute that information later. But yes, summer is like a go.
It is, yeah. And I had sent an email to Mindy at camp at Warren Willis to try to get information as fast as we can, because we are week 1, which is June 8th. So there might be a pushback or something like that. And as soon as she can get information back to me, she will. It's a little bit of limbo. We had also been in the process of planning a creative kids camp that we had planned also the week of June 8th for kids that couldn't go to camp or we're not planning on going. We're still planning that. The date just might shift. And we have VBS scheduled for June 22nd, right, Mandy?
Yes, the
June
22nd.
22nd. and we're gonna go. So get ready, people. You're getting ready to get your reminder emails to sign up to volunteer. We're still doing that.
And another reminder, we're still taking registration for New Hope Early Learning. So we want to just communicate that to your friends and family who have preschool age children, that we have this phenomenal resource right here at New Hope. We have excellent teachers, a great curriculum. It's a wonderful, loving learning environment. So encourage people to register with New Hope Early Learning.
And know that our teachers at New Hope Early Learning have not stopped teaching. They're still pushing information out to those kids. Some of them are doing Facebook group hookups. Some of them are Zooming. They're phenomenal. So if you're looking for a place, 2-year-olds and up through kindergarten, we've got it.
So just wanted to mention as well that Dover Campus has gone virtual as well. Now the virtual is the new real. Besides that, Karina has visited families, has brought them food, and is staying in contact with the families and the kids there, and bringing assistance to the community as well.
Okay.
Awesome. So,
Can I say one thing,
yeah,
Mandy? I'm
sure,
sorry.
go ahead.
Just remember, y'all, the last day to sign up for Food Co-op is Sunday.
Yes.
We're not going to be able to take call-ins on Monday and things like that. You need to go to findnewhope.com, click on that Food Co-op link on the front page, and go ahead and get your reservation in you can get up to 2 units. It's a phenomenal deal. Let your friends know. I know I have a couple of friends that were in need that signed up for Food Co-op this time.
Me too.
Awesome. Just a couple more comments here. We had somebody encourage artificial flowers on the cross so they would stay beautiful for days. That was from Becky. And then Lisa Prowse also said flowers are available at grocery stores. If we could support the flower industry as well, she knows it would be appreciated.
Good idea.
So awesome. So I think we are pretty good for right now. We may do another one of these in the coming weeks. We don't know. If you have questions after this, feel free to comment on the live post. I'll be checking that. Be sure to tune in to watch our services on Facebook, right here on Facebook at findnewhope.com, and on our online campus that you can link to directly from findnewhope.com. Everybody have a great afternoon, and we will see you on worship on Sunday. Bye-bye.
Amen. God bless.